What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are getting started on our shocks. Just wanted to show you real quick how to put these shocks together without them leaking, hopefully. At least this is how I've always done it. The reason these things leak is because of these little guys here. These little bitty, I think they're 2.5 millimeter by 1.5 O-ring. They're made out of silicone rubber. And eventually over time they'll start to dry out and crack and everything, and that's what makes them leak. You can keep them from drying out. I simply put some marine grease into the shock body, and that kind of protects them, keeps them from drying out. Pack it in there, pop the O-ring in, and a little spacer. Keep a shop towel handy, and then your other O-ring. Go a little bit on top of that second O-ring there. Then put your cap on. That's all there is to it. Now you have another O-ring that goes inside the top cap on the shock. You want to get a little in there. There's a little groove in there that O-ring sits in. A little grease in there. This is just an old 1/4-inch flat brush that I used to apply grease. And there's our O-ring. Goes in the cap. Drop it in there. And use something that's not sharp. I just have my 2.5 millimeter driver bit here. And I'm going to use that to make sure that that O-ring is seated in that groove. Can be kind of hard to see down in there. You want to make sure it's not hung up in the threads on the cap. You want to make sure it's down inside that groove there. And I'm going to put a little more grease on top of it. Alright. Now we have our piston and shaft. Check your threads, make sure there's nothing sharp on the end of the threads. You just kind of run your fingers around it. You don't want that cutting into your O-rings when you slide it through. It's just a little C-clip or E-clip, the piston, and then another little E-clip. Slide that in. Wipe off the excess grease. Make sure everything moves nice and free. Alright, now use a set of, who makes these? Factory Team shock pliers. These aren't necessary. You can use needle nose. Just be careful you don't scratch or damage the shock shaft, because that will, if there's any nicks or anything on your shock shaft, that'll cause damage to your O-rings. That on until all the threads are gone. There you go. Just check, make sure everything's moving freely. Then we put our oil in. I'm just using the standard 30 weight that comes with the kit. Alright, carefully, slowly, just move your piston up and down. You want to get the air bubbles out. Get the little air bubbles out. Turn the preload down out of the way. Get the towel around there, arch out of the way. Start the cap on. Excuse me. That's decent. A little bit of air in there. See if we can get some of it out. Alright, that's pretty good. Wipe off your excess oil. Make sure everything's snug. You don't want to over tighten it because the caps are plastic. Alright, we take our spring retainer, and we have two different springs in this kit. They're marked with yellow and white paint. It says the front ones are the yellow and the rear are the white. The front ones are a little bit stronger. A little stiffer, I should say. And I'll build it that way and see how that does and change things around if I have to. And there's a shock. That's all there is to it. And I usually take mine, I use these blue shop towels. Heavy duty paper towels basically is all they are. And I'll take the 4 shocks after I get them all assembled, and I'll just lay them on a clean shop towel, let them sit there for a couple days, and if there's any leaking, I'll be able to tell immediately by the blue shop towel. And that's pretty much all there is to it. A little bit of grease on your O-rings, protect your O-rings, don't over tighten the caps, and they should not leak. I've had some SEX10 1 shocks, version 1 shocks, that did not leak any shock oil for about a year. So we will see. So till next time, later.